100% successful grant writer, Superior Shelby, and I'm so blessed to have you on my live stream this morning. Good morning, wherever you are, or good afternoon if you are all the way out here in Nigeria and Africa with me. I'm so happy to have you here. If you clicked on this YouTube video, or if you clicked on my live stream, that means you are in search of some free funding. In today's live stream, in today's conversation, I'm going to not only teach you about grants, but I'm also going to teach you the importance of actually expanding your business globally. Now, I have been able to scale my business to a point to where now I am a global grant writer. So not only am I a US certified based grant writer, I'm also a global grant writer as well. So in today's live stream, let's dive deep into what grants are, how I find these grants, and how you can get a grant to literally expand your business globally. No need for you to stay in the US and make you feel like you have to go against whatever's going on politically or economically. Literally, we're going to talk more about how to start making money and different currencies. Okay. So if you're ready, make sure you like this live stream. I'm so blessed to have you guys here. I'm Superior Shelby. So if you guys never met me before, hey, what's up? Welcome in, you guys. So I have been winning grants for 10 years, and grants is free money that we simply don't have to pay back. So there's no credit checks and there's no personal information needed at all for these grants. Grants do not work the same as traditional lending opportunities like loans and lines of credit. I love grants so much because not only have I personally been able to change my entire life, business life with grants, but I've also been able to change lives of different nonprofits, charity events, and for-profit startup small business owners and help them have the necessary money to be able to start and scale their businesses. Now, in my 10 years of winning grants, not only have I focused more on startups and small business owners, and of course, all genders and races and ethnic groups in the US, but I've also been able to gain some clients from the UK and London and also here in Africa. So now what I'm doing is I'm out in Africa. Yes, I came out here on a grant opportunity, and I'm helping other small governments in different countries of Africa develop their own grant programs so they can have programs to be able to give back to their communities just like the US does. So there's so much more to just only selling to your target audience in America. No, you can actually make money in different currencies. So not only are we going to talk about grants, but we're going to talk a little bit more about world economics and what it looks like when you're actually earning income outside of America. Okay. So make sure you like this live stream so that way the YouTube algorithm can push it out to other entrepreneurs who wants to make, know all of this good information and make some money outside of the US. Okay. So much politically and economically going on right now in the US. You don't have to worry about staying there. You can actually make some of this Wi-Fi money that I make, and you'll be able to keep pushing forward and truly live the financial freedom dream that you deserve. Okay. So with all this internet going on, let's dive into it. So like I said before, grants is free money that you simply don't have to pay back. Hey, Lanika. Hey, Black Coffee. Hey, friends. Welcome in. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me live on YouTube. I'm actually going to put my website link here. I do offer $50 one-on-one consultations. It's small business development as well as grant writing. So it's up to you if you want to learn more about what I do. Yes, I write grants for you. Yes, I write business plans for you. And we'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end of the live stream. Okay. So I'll put my information in the chat. If you're watching this afterwards, I'll put my information in the description below so you can go ahead and book a consultation with me. So grants. Grants is free money that you don't have to pay back at all. All right. So it's free money that you don't have to pay back. There's no credit checks. No credit checks. So you don't have to worry about any credit inquiries. And there's no personal information needed. Okay. With those traditional lending opportunities, you usually have to give like so much of your personal information, but you don't have to worry about that with grants. With startup and small business grants, the grantors who are the individuals that's giving out the money, what they are looking for is your business mission. They want to reassure themselves that your business mission aligns with the grant mission. So for example, say you are a salon business owner, or you might be behind the chair and you're renting your own suite. And your mission and your goals is to generate medical wigs for those who have suffered from hair loss due to, like, let's say alopecia or different diseases they might have or cancer, right? Well, if you are a person that is going for a mission driven in that way, then you can go for a grant that will give you the necessary money to buy supplies and equipment, to possibly start your own hair boutique specifically for medical wigs, and so much more. So yes, no matter what business industry you want to start your business in, or no matter what business industry that you're already into, there will always be a grant available for you, friend. Yes, that goes for economics. That goes for if you are doing EV charging stations. That goes for medical courier services. That goes for trucking businesses, hair salons and barber salons, even those mediocre businesses like plumbing, electricians, car washes, lawn care services, so much more. There will always be a grant available. Even if you're in the real estate sector, however, it depends on what your mission is. For real estate, it can get a little tricky. Now, if you are in real estate just to reinvest and do some fix and flips, then you won't find grants for that specifically. However, if you are in the real estate sector and you are developing homes for the homeless, or you're developing houses for senior care, or you're developing houses for domestic violence victims, right? Then you are mission driven, and then that's when you can get a grant for those particular, missions, right? And for those projects. So it's a bit different. If you're talking about building big 7-story buildings and apartment buildings and complexes and things like that, then no, there will not be a grant for you specifically in that particular area. Okay. So you have to be mission driven. Now, with these grants, there's going to always be money in grants no matter what's going on politically and economically. So no matter who's in the presidential office or the presidential candidate cabinet, and no matter what's going on economically, there will always be a grant. And let me tell you why. Grants come from small business and startup grants. That's all I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about personal grants, nonprofit grants. I'm not talking about Pell grants for school. I'm only talking about business grants. This is for the bosses. This is for the entrepreneurs. Now, for these entrepreneurial grants, this grant money comes from private investors. It comes from state and local funds, and it also comes from like other companies and entities. So, state and local funding, right, for startup and small business grants looks like, let's say, for example, you might live in Dallas, Texas, and they're looking to give out $50,000, $10,000 grants to, Black women entrepreneurs. Let's say you live in Miami-Dade County, which is where I'm based out of, and you might be a Latino-owned company looking for some sort of, grant, right? And they might be giving out $10,000 to any Latino-owned company in Miami-Dade County. That's what that looks like, okay? Now, that's state and local funded, and that those funds comes from your local taxes that you might pay, or from other sponsors and donors that want to give out charitable gifts that will help them out on taxes. Which moves me to the companies that always give out money. Companies like Google, Nike, Gucci, Sephora, Macy's, Amazon, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Nationwide, Allstate, Etsy. Who else gives out grants? LegalZoom, Zen Business, Microsoft, even OpenAI, ChatGPT, right? All of these big companies, Apple, all of these big multi-million dollar, earning companies, they will always give out grants. One, because they want to show commitment to their consumers, and two, they are giving out the money in charitable gifts and rewards to help on the back end with taxes. And last but not least, you would get this grant money also from a private investor or another nonprofit that helps startups and small businesses. So, for example, the Fearless Fund, which is a private investment corporation. You have Hello Skip and Hello Alice. Those are certified nonprofits that help startups and small business owners get funding opportunities. So, not only grants, but loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. They have a whole consultancy, but it's a nonprofit organization. And then also, you have places like, Black Ambition Prize, right? The Hope Fund, Generator, right? Which is an investment accelerator program that also offers grants. So you can get grants from these different programs and be able to get a whole bunch of extra additives like perks and deals with Google Ads and Amazon credits, right? You can also get supplies and equipment through these different places and so much more. So that is what a grant is. Grant is free money, a free reward. You don't have to pay back. Is it hard to get a grant? No, it is not. So if you are listening to the myths on the street that it is hard to get a grant, no. The only thing that is hard, right? Hard, I'll put that in quotations, that people think it is hard is because it is time consuming. And living in such a instant gratification type of world with all of this AI and all of this, internet we have going on, people are looking so much and they're so aggressive for instant gratification that they're not willing to go through the time and the patience that it might take for you to get that big ticket grant that you don't have to pay back. Imagine being able to get up to $1 million that you don't have to pay back at all versus you going for just a $50,000 loan and you have to give up so much of your personal information, your assets, your bank account information, and so much more just for them to either approve you or deny you. And if they approve you, you also have to pay it back with interest. Grants go up to millions of dollars, okay, and they start at low as $500. So, a grant is free money that you don't have to pay back, no credit checks, no personal information needed. You also know that there's three different places you can get an entrepreneurial grant, which is through state and local funds, through another business entity or company like Amazon, Google, Macy's, and then also from another private investor, okay, like Hello Skip, Hello Alice, the Fearless Fund, Hope Foundation, and more, okay? Now, these grants, it's very important for you to be properly prepared. Preparedness shows that we are entrepreneurs that are aggressively in need of this funding, and we know exactly what we would do if we had the funding opportunity. So many of you tell yourselves, I have an LLC, I have an EIN, I even invested in my website domain, but I simply need funding so I can purchase my supplies and equipment, so I can hire payroll, so I can be able to actually build a website, so I can put money towards my marketing strategy. If you are one of those people right now, then you should definitely go for grants. Not only can you get money from grants, but they'll also give you ad credits for that marketing strategy that you have. They'll also give you the supplies and equipment directly alongside with the money. They'll also give you opportunities to network with your potential high earning customers and consumers, or with other investors, right? So you want to be able to go for these grant opportunities because it's more than just getting money, right? It's also a network of opportunity. So with these grants, to be best prepared, I always get this question. I get this question a lot. Shelby, what do I need to have for grants? What you need to have to best prepare you for these grant opportunities is, make sure y'all can hear me, is one, you should actually have a business plan. I say this all the time. In my YouTube playlist, I have a dedicated playlist called Grant Masterclass. It's on my YouTube. It's 6 to 10 minute videos. It's 5 videos. They are 6 to 10 minutes each. And it's direct information telling you everything you need to know about, how to prepare for grants, what a grant is, and everything that I'm telling you in this live stream. But if you're joining me live, I do appreciate it. Now, a business plan is more than 10 pages, and it goes into detail about what your business is, what your product and service is, who is your target customer, how are you solving their problem, what is their problem and how you're solving it, who are your competitors, what are your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, what is the risk that you can potentially go through in your development processes, what are your income goals, what is your expenses, right? A list of your expenses, and also like, what is your funding goal? And so it's really a full plan that outlines exactly what this business goals and mission are. You need to have a business plan, not only for funding opportunities, but also to reassure yourself and your team on the goals that you need to be hitting as the time passes by. It is like your business roadmap. So the number one thing you need to have before you go for grant opportunities is a business plan. Another reason why is because the business plan will help serve as an answer key for when you are answering any of the grant questions. So questions like, what is your business mission? You can refer to your business plan and use the mission from out of your business plan and put it inside of the answer box for that grant question. Other questions like, what are the risk factors of your business industry? You can refer to your risk analysis in your business plan, and you can pull out from your risk analysis and go ahead and put that inside as an answer in the grant question. Okay. All right. So a business plan is number one. If you don't have a business plan, I write them. Book a one-on-one consultation with me. I'll tell you all the steps that we need to take to get you grant ready. Now, so the business plan. Secondly, you need to have what's called a business pitch deck. PITCH, business pitch deck. The business pitch deck is the PowerPoint version of your business plan. So all of those key indicating factors, all those key factors I just went over, like your mission statement, your SWOT analysis, your risk analysis, market industry, marketing strategy, what your funding goals are, all of that information actually needs to be in what's called a pitch deck. The pitch deck purpose is a PowerPoint presentation to show the other funders, the grantors, or the investors what you are, what your business is about, and why you should be given the opportunity and what your goals are. How will the opportunity, the funding, the grant be impactful towards your business? If you know for a fact that you need up to 100K, if you need even just $30,000 to help you start your business or sell your business, then go for a grant and explain to them how you would use the $30,000. It should not be hard. It's not a hard thing at all, friend. I'm telling you, it's not a hard thing at all. I promise you. If you can tell your homeboy, sister, cousin, brother, your friends, your coworkers, man, if I have 50K, I know I would use that $50,000. 10,000, I'll be able to get this. 2,000, I'll be able to go ahead and do this. This will cost me about 5,000 if I can do this. All you have to do is write out that list. Some of you all already have your list written down. You just need to put it in professional word form. That is actually not a hard thing to do, friend. It's not. Creative writing skills is definitely needed when you are applying to a grant. You have to show some sort of meritness. Okay, you have to show some sort of education, professionalism. This is entrepreneurship that you're going for. This is entrepreneurship you're going for. This is not like you're just going for, you're just going to be selling hot dogs out of your house. Like, this is not that situation. When we're talking about actually scaling on your idea and making at least 6 figures a month, professionalism and creative writing skills is needed. If you just want a side hustle, do your side hustle thing. Do your side hustle thing. But side hustles are not for grants. Side hustles are also not for funding opportunities neither. And it's important that you know that, because I believe a lot of side hustles during the pandemic relief funds, a lot of side hustles was getting these $10,000 grant opportunities through the SBA and all this PPP funds, and they thought that this is how it really works, and that's not how it works. Why not give yourself the opportunity to go for a grant, free money that you don't have to pay back, which is not hard. All you're doing is explaining to them how you would use the money. They give you the check, and then you focus on that marketing strategy so you can start shooting out your ads to everywhere all across the world, and making sure that you have things like your Stripe payment processor set up, or even PayPal, right? So you can start receiving income through different currencies. No point in you only focusing on selling to clients in the US, especially what's going on politically and economically. Everybody needs money. Everybody needs to have a job. Everybody needs this. Everybody needs that. When you have other countries across the world that would love to be able to gain on your services and resources and your products, especially those in the UK. I don't know if you guys know this, but the UK pound is actually worth more than $1. Yes. The UK pound is worth more than $1. So if you earn money in pound, you can convert it to USD, and guess what? You have more money. That's more money. Okay? So it's time for us to start thinking bigger and not only focus on just the United States, because especially of what's going on. All right. Now, while there will always be US government, grants that we can take on, I'm just giving you the pathway of how I even got here. I'm in Africa, and I've been in Africa since last year, October. And I've also came here on a big grant opportunity. So if I can do it, I truly have faith and believe that you can too. It's not a challenge. So having a business plan, having a pitch deck, and then develop your own 3-minute pitch video. A pitch video is no different from a commercial that you see on TV or on, like, in between YouTube videos. You're simply explaining who your company is, what your product and service is, who is your target audience, what's the problem that most of your customers have, how are you solving that problem, and what you would do, how impactful you would be if you had just that funding opportunity or if they shop with you. This is a 3-minute pitch video. It's not hard at all. You can literally ask ChatGBT to give you a script. You can read the script, add some B-roll in there, which is background rolling footage, add some pictures, add some, sound, use CapCut. There you go. Okay. Very simple, very straightforward. If you need assistance with having a business plan, a pitch deck, and even need assistance in developing that 3-minute pitch video, that is the purpose of my $50 consultations. I'm a small business development coach. I've been winning grants for 10 years. There's no reason why you guys should not be going for these grant opportunities, especially more of you. Believe it or not, a lot of the grantors, we all go to a conference, whether it's virtually or in person. And the numbers have actually dropped since 2020 on how many small business owners and startups actually go for grants. Now, granted, that is more money on the table for me and my clients. But my entire business mission is to continue to create awareness, drive awareness and encouragement to apply to these free money opportunities that you simply don't have to start your business out in debt in. It's all about being properly prepared and having professionalism and also having creative writing skills. Literally, ChatGPT can help you out with developing those creative writing skills, but ChatGPT should not be used just to copy and paste the question inside of ChatGPT to receive the answer and to copy and paste the answer into the grant application. Let me tell you something. If you use ChatGPT to copy and paste your answers into the grant application, your application will be voided. They will throw your application out the window. There are GPT tools that can detect that is an AI detector. And so what they will do is they will download your application submission, upload your application to Zero GPT, and guess what? Once it tells them that you have used a certain percentage or you have used any type of AI to help you with submitting your grant applications, then they are going to throw your grant application out the window. It takes creative writing skills. This is why you can hire a grant writer like myself. I have a 71% successful grant writing rate. What that means is out of 1,000 clients I get in 1 year, 71% of them actually get approved to at least one $10,000 grant opportunity. So why not give yourself a chance? And not all of my clients are from the United States, but a lot of my clients is actually from London, from the UK. And I'm so blessed to be able to say this, but there's other small businesses in other countries that actually need some of our expertise. You will be so surprised at something so simple like a plumbing or electrician company and how you develop that. Even something as simple as, like, it's not even simple, but something as interesting as a senior care facility, that most countries don't have those type of infrastructures. Most countries don't have any of those type of services and skills. So you could be like the first one providing that, especially if we're talking about getting into agriculture and tech. So there's always going to be grants out here, friend. Go for the grants. You know, a grant is free money that you don't have to pay back, no credit checks, no personal information needed. You know that grants come from private investors. Also from other companies like Google and Apple and ChatGPT, OpenAI. Then also you know that these grants come from state and local governments. And then also you know that you need to have a business plan, a pitch deck, and a 3-minute pitch video to help prepare you for these grant applications. Now, how do you apply? I get this question all the time. Shelby, how do I apply to these grants? Okay. How do I apply to a grant? Experience is the best teacher, friend. It's very important. Here's a grant tip. You might want to write this down or keep this noted in your noggin. It's very important for you to go through the application first before you decide to apply to it. Might seem simple, but keep in mind that most people don't even do it. Most people don't even click on the link in my description where I have a list of different grants that you can go for. And then once they even go through the list, they even forget about the list in the next hour or two because life is lifing. This is why you hire a grant writer. Now, go through the grant application first before you decide to apply. Now, I write grants for you all, okay? Now, if you want me to search and apply to the grants for you, it is $420, okay? For me to apply to just 5 grants for you. Yes. But if you don't have a business plan, if you don't have a business pitch deck, if you don't have a 3-minute pitch video, we have to start there first. And and let me express this to you, okay? And then I'll get back to how to apply to a grant. When you hire a grant writer like myself that has a 71% successful grant writing rate, or someone who has a higher successful grant writing rate than myself, my grant peers, on average, they're charging anywhere between $900 to $1,200 every 2 to 3 grants. I'm the most affordable because my business mission is to create more awareness about what grants are. And I want you guys to have the experience of what it's like to not only hire a grant writer, but also to help you win. Because once you win one, then you're going to be motivated to continue to apply to more. So if you want me to apply to grants for you, then I'm here to help you. If you simply want me to walk you through a grant application that you're interested in applying to, then we can always have a $50 one-on-one consultation. It's a 45-minute Zoom call, and I can walk you through that application and reassure you on how to answer the questions. So you have options, but you must go for these grant opportunities, which is free money you don't have to pay back, or you're not giving your business the chance at having the free funding it deserves so you can invest into those marketing strategies, invest into your supplies and equipment, hire new people, or create more awareness about what you're doing. You guys have outstanding, amazing ideas, but it's so unfair that you keep lacking on your side, because the more you lack and the more you don't prioritize your business, the longer we have to wait as consumers to be able to purchase your services and products. And that's not fair to us. Yes, so that's not fair to us. Sorry, you guys. Some breeze Sunbreeze says, I'm interested in your consultation services. Let me know when you can schedule a one-on-one. The link is at the top of it's pinned at the top of the chat, friends. So make sure you click on the link, or you can just visit superchargemybusiness.com, and it will give you all the information about my services and all you need to know. Okay. So thank you. I can't wait to meet you officially. Okay. So how to apply to the grant, right? You know, a grant, free money, you don't have to pay back, no credit checks, no personal information needed. You know this, you need to have a business plan, pitch deck, 3-minute pitch video before you go. Okay, sorry, y'all. We're back. I'm back in here. I'm back in here. Sorry. Okay, sometimes my internet, you guys know I'm in Nigeria, so the internet's in and out. But I'm going to be very direct. Okay, so what I was saying. So, boom. How to apply to a grant. I'm going to be very quick because the internet is in and out. I don't know if they're doing some infrastructure things. How you apply is you simply need to go through the application first. Reassure yourself on exactly what type of questions that the grant application is asking. Make sure you are properly prepared with your business plan, your pitch deck, and your 3-minute pitch video. I can't stress this enough. If you do not have a business plan, pitch deck, or a 3-minute pitch video, you can book a one-on-one consultation with me, or go directly to my website and go ahead and purchase my services, where I will write the business plan and pitch deck for you. Okay. Now, the cost and how all of that is on my website, superchargemybusiness.com. Now, also, what you want to do is you want to keep track of each grant that you are applying to. Okay. When you are answering the grant questions, now each grant application asks different questions. Not all grants need what's called a grant proposal. A grant proposal and a business plan are two totally different documents. Let me explain. A business plan is a thorough, professional, plan that's more than 10 pages that outlines what your business mission and goals are within the next 5 years. Your grant proposal is a specific, targeted, tailored document that it has the name of the grant, how much the grant amount is, and it's specifically about this grant opportunity you're going for and how this particular grant opportunity that you are applying to will be impactful to your business development process. So, grant proposals are not always needed for grants that you are going for entrepreneur grants, okay? In most cases, all you need to do is simply complete a form. That's it. In most cases, when you are applying to a grant, 87, 90% of the time, okay, it is a simple application where they are asking for your name, they are asking for your address, email address, your phone number, then they ask for the business name, business email address, website, social media, phone number, and then they're asking, what does your business do? How much money is your business requesting? How will you use the business money? What is your business mission? Who are your top 3 competitors? Simple questions. That is a general entrepreneurial grant application. For those of you who are afraid of even clicking the link to go apply to the grant, I'm here to reassure you that it is not a challenge at all, friend. Okay? There is no science to this. There is no high key vocabulary words and secret codes that will help you increase your chances of approvals with grants. Grants are competitive, just like going for loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. If you walk inside of JP Morgan Chase and you're asking them for a $100,000, $200,000 loan opportunity, and somebody else is sitting in the waiting room waiting on that same opportunity as well, but they have higher credit, more assets, and they're able to show business longevity, you will not get that opportunity versus that person who's sitting there in the lobby that already has the necessary higher credentials than you. It's competitive, just like the loan world. You people think that it's like, oh, you could just go into the bank and have good credit and think it's no. Bank loan officers and lenders, they actually get a bonus at the end of the year just to make sure, just to not give you that loan opportunity. What's going on in the US, what's going on in America economically, the banks actually don't have the money to give you. So the more they can deny you, the better. And if they can find any little thing to deny you of, they will. It's very important that you know that. It's very important that you understand how the banks work. It's very important you know how the banks talk to each other, so that way you won't set yourself up for failure when you are going to a loan opportunity. Now, with these grants, you don't have to worry about that. Grants are not of personal interest. This is this is free money that you can get. All right. So they're not receiving any money on the back end, or they're not looking for you to be able to pay it back or anything like that. They just want to make sure that they are giving this funding, they are giving this free money to the well-deserving entrepreneur who has a clear, concise, and compassionate plan on exactly how they are going to, use the funds, how the funds are going to be impactful, and how the funds are going to be able to help them serve their customers. And this shouldn't be hard at all. Okay. So how to apply to grants? Make sure you go through the grant application first. 90% of these applications are simple questions, general information. A lot of these applications in the entrepreneurial world for startups and small business owners, you don't need to have a grant proposal. If you need a grant proposal, it's as simple as drawing one up yourself, using some information from your business plan. Do not use ChatGPT. If you use ChatGPT, they will know, they will throw your application out the window. Okay. How do you increase your chances of approvals? On your grant application, right? When you are answering those questions, be as detailed as possible. That's the number one way you can increase your chances of approvals with grants. Not only to mention, you need to make sure that you have all of your business professional documents, like everything needs to be professionally set up. What I mean by that is your business foundations, your business needs to be professionally set up. What do I mean by that? I mean that you need to have your LLC and EIN. You need to have a business bank account. You need to have a business website. You need to have business social media accounts. If you've had an LLC since 2020 and you have yet to open up a business bank account, you're not serious. I'm only talking to people who are serious. I'm only talking to people who will prioritize their business no matter what's going on. Can I be fully transparent? For those of you who say, oh, but I had this going on, let me tell you how I prioritize my business mission so much, right? I lost my grandmother, I lost a baby, and I also lost so much of even myself. I went through substance abuse, all of that last year in 2024. But I still prioritize being on this YouTube every day. I still prioritize making sure that I did what was necessary for my clients. That's that is what you call perseverance. That's what you call resourcefulness. That's what you call, you know what I mean? Like, that's showing I'm serious about my business mission. So when I hear people say, oh, well, I was going through this, yeah, I lost pretty much my mother, the woman that raised me. And even when I was going through all the way up until the day that I had to bury her, I did live streams every day. Some of y'all saw me actually cry on live a lot. When I went through an abusive relationship, you guys also saw me cry a lot on this live stream. So, yes, I went through life as well, but I kept persevering. I kept having faith and I kept putting God first. For those of you who are not spiritual, then prioritize your idea, because there's no reason for you to have a really good like skill or gift or idea and for it to go to waste. Seriously. So if you say, oh, I want funding, I need funding, I need funding. If you are aggressively saying that amongst your friends, family, and your business friends, then you need to aggressively prioritize going for this funding yourself and educating yourself on exactly how these processes work so you can make sure you're properly prepared. This is why I dedicate my time almost every day to make sure you are reassured on how grants work and what grants are all about. Okay. Hey Sherry, welcome in. Can you use ChatGPT to create an outline? So an outline for your grant proposal? Yes, you can. But do not use the exact same words from ChatGPT specifically. So because the AI detector will say that you use ChatGPT to answer the grant application questions and to develop your grant proposal if you have to submit one, and then your application will be thrown out if they detect that. Okay. Um, so yeah, it's very important that you guys prioritize this if you aggressively need funding. Funding does not come easy. Even when you are hiring somebody to apply to loans, lines of credit, and credit cards for you, they have to run so many applications, run your credit so many times just for them to get that one opportunity that might be a couple thousand less than what you are looking for, but you have to pay a couple thousand more in interest. Doesn't make sense. So just go for grant opportunities, which is free money that you don't have to pay back. You don't have to worry about credit inquiries, so your credit score won't go low, right? Because you have inquiries. You don't have to worry about providing your personal information and your data, which could be a potential cyber breach, right? You don't have to worry about allowing these apps and banks to log into your debit accounts to check to see if you actually have the assets or the money to be able to pay back this loan. No, this is grants. Grants is a reward. It's free rewards that you can get. And being properly prepared, it's what is actually going to help you win. Okay. Creative writing skills is truly needed. But like I said, you can use, these AI tools to help you with understanding how to deliver the message, how to, how to answer the question, right? But do not copy and paste directly from ChatGPT or from DeepSeek or from Google Gemini. Do not do it. Okay. So yes, if you need guidance, like Sherry said, can I use it as an outline? Absolutely. Right. If you want to have an understanding of how to develop your own grant proposal, you can use ChatGPT as an outline, but do not use the actual words. Do not put in a prompt and say, hey, my name is Alicia and I'm starting my own hair care line product. And I want you to generate my grant proposal for this this grant called the Black Women Express. It's $50,000. And then it generates the entire grant proposal for you. And you copy and paste that into a Google Doc or a Microsoft Word document. And you send that off to the grantors. No, they're going to throw it out the window. Okay, so don't do that. Go through the grant application first to reassure yourself exactly what they are looking for on that grant application. There's no better way of learning than to go through the experience and go through it yourself. Okay. All right. So, what questions do you all have? I told you what a grant is. I have so many. I have an entire playlist that teaches you like the tools that I use to find grants. My favorite one is grantwatch.com. So you can use that. If you are starting to write grants yourself, you can use Hello Skip. Make sure you use my invite code Superior Shelby. My invite code and information and the Hello Skip link is in the description below. You've learned so much about grants today. Definitely want to transition into using some of that grant funds to start your marketing strategy so you can start marketing out to other countries. So, but I want to know if we have any grant questions so far. Hey, Alicia. I said Alicia. Wow, that was my example. Hi, on the application, when they ask for how much are you requesting, should you only ask for the amount the grant is offering? Actually, no. You should specify exactly how much you are in need of funding for. But you want to reassure them that whatever amount that they are giving you, that it will be sufficient enough to be able to make a certain move in your business development process. So let's say, for example, you're asking for 100K, but the grant you're going for is a $10,000 grant for Black women, right? This is an example. I'm not sure. I don't know if you're Black. So, but if and so you're going for that, right? You can state that our business is in need of $50,000, so we can be able to open up our food truck. However, with the $10,000 grant opportunity you give us, we will be able to buy the necessary supplies and equipment and the licensing and do the licensing and regulatory compliance fees. Take care of the regular compliance fees so we can be able to operate, right? So you want to reassure them that even though you're asking for more money, it's still needed, right? The money that they're offering, it's going to go towards whatever you're trying to do. I hope that answers your question thoroughly, Alicia. Thank you so much for asking. Appointment with fantastic, but I was multitasking while I watched it, so I have to go back and watch it with things of focus. Thank you for that playlist. Oh, my pleasure, Sherry. Hey King, what's going on? Thank you so much for being and joining in the live stream this morning. I pray all is well with you guys. All right, so definitely write your questions while we're going forward. So I get this question a lot. Are you able to use a grant or get a grant to be able to travel globally and to create more awareness about your service and products in a different country? Yes, yes, you could. Each country has their own like grant programs. If they don't, then I'm out here in Africa helping them develop their own grant programs. But yes, you can go to different countries and you can start to develop your own products and services there. So, for example, those who want to do like senior care facilities, imagine being able to go to like Latin America, to like Panama, where they don't have really much, senior care facilities or 55 and older communities, and you could be able to start that. Well, that actually might be kind of cool. You might think just because of their Latin culture that they take care of their parents themselves, like this is their only thing. But it might be time for you to actually change that, right? And you can change their mindset behind that. The reasons for why many of these cultures might still be in that phase of they take care of their family is simply because they don't have the services that you're offering, like a 55 and older community or an adult daycare or a senior care facility, right? An assisted living. So let's say you go to like Panama, which is like a quite high, high pretty good place in Latin America, I would say personally. So say you go to Panama and you open up your own 55 and older community. Well, believe it or not, there's a lot of retirees that live in Panama, especially from not only America, but from other countries as well that move to Panama because Panama is like let's say like the Miami or the Dubai, they say, of Latin America because it has really nice beaches, very modernized, really nice, right? So, but they don't have 55 and older communities specifically. So you can be that person that like literally buys up real estate or something like that, or just create your own communities just through like a WhatsApp group, have everyone join and receive monthly residuals and start putting that money towards building your own area, right? And then being able to offer that 55 and older community where you have like specific activities, your own like stores in house in your own community. So just because it's Latin America and in your own beliefs that you don't even really know much about their culture, but even if your own beliefs about their culture is, oh, they take care of their own, their abuelas and abuelos, they stay home with them, this and that. I'm pretty sure the abuelas and abuelos would love to be amongst each other where they can continue to date, continue to have a good time, continue to do activities all amongst their age group. See? Another one that can be really cool is electricians. I'm out here in Africa, and one thing that I know about Africa, especially in West Africa and Nigeria, is that there's so many resources. This is a place of full natural resources, from food and agriculture to livestock like cows and rams and goats, and as well as electricity. This place has is like literally the motherland of all of the world's needs. Okay, and so you can be an electrician, right? Or not even a certified electrician. You could just be wanting to be an entrepreneur, right? Wanting to get into this particular market. And you can generate or start your own electrician company, an affordable electrician company that can go from different houses and make sure that the electric wires and things like that are quite intact. You can also partner up with their main electrician company like Napa, right? And be that third party on site type of electrician to make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? Make sure nobody's stealing lights, or making sure that people have the good connection that they need, right? So you can do that as well. Believe it or not, they don't have something that's so professionally put together. So I'm saying this to say, do not demotivate or discourage yourself in believing that because there are cultural things that you believe, or that you're reading through these American history books that are not 100% true, right? That other culture or that other country would not be in need of your services and products. Let me tell you something. The girls here in Nigeria, they make really good money from doing hair wigs and eyelashes. You want to know how they actually learned how to do hair wigs and eyelashes? Because these girls saved up the necessary money to be able to learn through these virtual classes that we were giving in the US, and now they know how to put on wigs better than us. Yes. Why can't you be that girly that comes over here and teaches them about skincare routines, teaches them about, different body oils and the scientific things behind beauty care, and really enhance the beauty? Girls love to spend money on themselves and their beauty. If you are a person that is good with, let's say, Pilates, you can literally come and open up your own Pilates studio in Africa. Your services and products are needed everywhere in the world. And especially if you are an American citizen, keep in mind that we do have a certain type of privilege that allows us to be like, we kind of favored in different countries. And I'm being honest when I say that. There's other grant writers here in Africa, right? There's other grant writers that they work specifically with the government as well. But also, because I'm an American based grant writer, and I have 10 years of experience and all this good stuff and good testimonials, they're like, oh, we might as well go with this one because we feel like she can bring something new to the table. The way that we do things in America is innovative in a different country. And innovation, right? The way that we do things differently is what other countries are looking for, which is why they give out those grants. So that way we can be able to have the means to be able to go to that country, bring that innovation, and actually provide more jobs in their particular country. So, you know how we have our trash system? Where we have the trash can, the waste management company comes by every Tuesdays and Thursdays, or wherever you are in your place, and they come and pick up the trash. Well, Panama doesn't have that. Yeah, there's countries that actually don't have that because they might not know how to properly build that up, or their government is not prioritizing that because the government will rather prioritize other things like, policing and the health sector, agriculture, and, renewable energy and sustainable energy. So because they are focused on those things, you can be that person that brings that innovation and then be able to keep the streets clean. And it starts with just one truck, and before you know it, you can get investors. It'll get better as time goes by. All right. So, any questions or concerns? I'm going to go into like what it's like to make money internationally. I must catch the rebroadcast because I must run. But what a pleasant surprise! Oh, awesome! Thank you. Okay, great. Yes, I understand. Thank you so much. Yes, awesome. I didn't know you went to Africa, Salute. How long you been there? I met you watching. Oh, okay, awesome. Yes, I moved to Nigeria. I've been here since October of last year after my grandma passed away. and it's been awesome. I'm also engaged, so welcome. You got a lot to catch up on, but yes, I'm also engaged. I have so much great things going on. So yeah, what else is it? So making money internationally, right? It's very important as an entrepreneur from the US to understand the economics of the world, right? And understand how money moves outside the US. In the US, it's like a rat race. You got to make it feel like you got to make over $500 to $1,000 a day just to survive. Outside of the United States, you can actually live off of $2,000 a month. Yes, you can live off of $2,000 USD a month, right? Money moves or can move slower outside the US. It just depends on what your business industry is into. If you are into things like real estate development, yes, just like how in the US it takes money. You gotta pay to play. That's a big dog game. If you want to get into renewable energy, if you want to get into oil, trade and exporting, especially if it's something like livestock, like what I'm into, buying goats and cows and then reselling them, things like that, well, then it doesn't take much to invest into that. But the timing of when you should look at high profits, right, in your return on investments, and yeah, it can possibly take some time. And we're not talking 5 years. We're talking about not even 12 months. Okay. So it's important for you to understand how money moves differently outside of the United States, but still so worth you investing simply because making money in different currencies, especially when the US dollar is consistently going down the drain every day, making money in different currencies is truly going to allow you to have access to financial freedom that you deserve and being able to start generating, more access to their network and their entire consumer world in a different world, right? In a different country. So yeah, the money moves different outside of the US. It's important for you to know that. For me, right, when I invested, I spent $700 and I bought 10 cows. 5 of the cows are small, right? They were small. The other 5 was big and ready to resell. I bought them around Salah, the first Salah of the year. If you guys know Salah, that's like a Muslim, like the Muslim Christmas, right? And I'm not Muslim, but I understand how. It's business. I understand what's going on in the country that I'm living in. And so $700, right? Now, my return on the investment from the 5 cows that I was able to sell, right? I was able to get my $700 back. I put that same $700 right back into buying 10 more cows. Now I have 15 cows. Understand what I did there? And so the 5 that I have that's growing right now, I did the same exact deal. Bought 5 that I can resell right now, and then another 5. So now I have 10 that are currently growing. What I'm doing is that small herd, that small cattle that I have, I am growing that small cattle. So when Dirty December comes, okay, when all the holidays is here at the end of the year, those cows will be big enough to be able to sell all of them, and I will get more than enough return on my investment. I've already made my investment back, but I will start to really generate in profit that I can keep 20%, and then I can put the rest of the 80% right back into buying more cattle. And not only am I going to buy cattle, I'm going to buy ram, I'm going to buy lamb, I'm going to buy goats, I'm going to get into rice farming, I'm going to get into avocado farming, I'm going to get into hibiscus teas. So the money that I have invested into livestock, the income that I receive from that and then I'm putting back in is going to allow me to reinvest into other agriculture means. Now I'm just doing local trading. I ain't even talking about when I come to the US in August, if God willing, and if everything is still intact, because I understand y'all are going through, the US is going through a war right now, but if everything is still good by God's grace, then I'll be able to come over there and speak to different different restaurants, top 5-star restaurants. Where do you get your beef? Are you getting your beef locally? What country are you getting your beef? I can import beef directly from Africa that has no GMOs, that has none of these It's completely organic beef, soft beef and hard, premium steak, directly from Africa, from this part of Africa. You see what I did there? That's trade and export, friends. But with my time, what I'm giving myself is time to be able to use my investment to be able to give me my not only my return, the $700 that I put into it, but also the 20%. I'll have to start saving that 20% on the side. That 20% ain't even it's not even gonna be $1,000 at first. That 20% might be $100 here and there. But I gotta start putting it as a savings for any emergencies that might happen in my business because things happen with livestock. A cow can just die. Yeah, literally. So, I might have to buy another extra cow. You never know. So I have to start putting that money aside for emergencies. But I'm giving myself grace and time instead of saying, "Oh no, I only want to invest in. I only want to do e-commerce because I watched a couple of YouTube videos where this girl named Barbie here, whatever her name is. She said she make $100,000 a year off of selling digital products. So I think I can do the same thing." Let me tell you something about selling digital products and respect to everybody who does e-commerce and digital products, right? But they are selling y'all such a lie with that. People who actually make that kind of money from selling digital products already have a following. Take a look at the following that they have through their Amazon store, Etsy store, Shopify, their Instagram, their TikTok, their LinkedIn page, and their YouTube. These people already develop they don't tell you the work that it takes for you to develop your social media following so you can have a following, right? A following or subscribers that are willing to buy whatever you sell. This is why girls like Jada Waiter and I'm So Raven, whatever her name is, this is why they can sell y'all BS products and they can make hundreds of thousands of dollars off of it because they have a following that no matter what, they are fans. They're fans. They're going to buy whatever they sell because they're fans. The ones that truly, like literally, it is not easy to just buy a product from a third party site like Alibaba or AliExpress and resell it on Amazon and think you finna be a millionaire tomorrow or even make six figures in 30 days. That's not realistic. And by them selling you that lie through social media, and let me tell you something, on YouTube we get monetized and we get paid to do certain videos. So when you are searching for how to make money online, they're going to bring up how to start your own e-commerce store. And when you watch that one video of how to make money through an e-commerce store, you're on your YouTube search page because this is how the algorithm works. It's going to be 10 other videos that's going to teach you how to get into e-commerce. What you're going to do, you're going to watch all of them. They're all going to be saying the same thing. And because you watch all of them, your one view has allowed them to make money off of just you watching it for 5 minutes. Because we as YouTubers, we get paid for ad revenue. I've been a YouTuber and I've had this dedicated YouTube channel teaching y'all about business credit, as well as grants for 6 years. I've been doing this before COVID. Not only that, now you have watched all these videos and they're telling you should do content, right? Because you don't went from watching videos talking about e-commerce to now you're watching videos about how do you do your content and your marketing strategy and how to make all these followers through Instagram and YouTube and how to start a YouTube channel, a faceless YouTube channel, and how to get into this and how to get into that. Let me tell you something. That is the bottom of the business barrel that they are selling to y'all simply because it seems like it's an easy thing that you can get into, when the real money, the silent millionaires and billionaires, are the ones who buy livestock, who buy hibiscus, who buy mint freshly from other countries, and they package it up and they resell it through Amazon, or they resell it through DHL, or they resell it trade and exporting. That's the ones that's making the money. Being here in Africa, I've never met so many billionaires in my life. Whatever they're saying on Forbes is a lie. What they are presenting to you on Forbes is a lie. One of my closest friends, one of my guy best friends, honestly, he's now my guy best friend. He's the number 2 rice farmer in Nigeria. You know how big Nigeria is? He's the number 2 rice farmer in Nigeria. Yes, that's my best friend here. And bro, like, you're not gonna find him on Forbes because he's a real chilled person. He did Forbes back in 2010, 2013, 2014. Ben did that a long time ago and decided to never do it again. He's not the only one. I have a homegirl that owns multiple. She's into hospitality. She owns multiple hotels and Airbnbs all across Nigeria. Not just Nigeria, but she's also in the UK too. She was actually raised in London. You're not gonna see her in Forbes list. And her father-in-law, you're not gonna see him in Forbes list either. And these are billionaires I'm talking about. Black billionaires, African billionaires. What they sell to you on social media and you're watching the video, you are helping them. Congratulations, you are supporting them. And I'm proud of you. Thank you so much for supporting other content creators. But true entrepreneurship is not being a content creator unless you have such a wild personality and this is like literally your thing. You're very photogenic, very videogenic, right? And this is the thing that you really want to get into, right? Yes, you can do it. Jackiana, let me tell you something about her. This woman, and I've actually met her in person, absolutely stunning, amazing person. Personality out, top tier. This woman has been doing makeup tutorials for 15 years. You damn right she should be on a freaking L'Oreal commercial or CoverGirl. She should be doing brand deals and all. Yes, she deserves that. 15 years of being in this game. And not only was she doing content creation, right, alongside with teaching us how to do makeup and things like that, but also she was doing skill development. You understand? Much love. Hello. Thanks for sharing with us. Thank you, Naomi. Chris says, Shelby, can you verify your net worth? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just wondering. Well, I don't want to give you my net worth because that's my business. Like, that's my business. And also, I don't want Uncle Sam to be like, we want more out of you. You understand what I'm saying? I already owe, or I'm paying $20,000 in taxes. So it's not fun. It's not fun. That's alone just with my grant business. I have multiple businesses. I have international real estate. I have agriculture investments where I invested in livestock internationally that I have to pay taxes on. All of these things because I'm a U.S. citizen. That's a whole nother conversation for a different day. I've invested into 2 tech companies, so I'm a co-founder of 2 other tech companies. Yeah. And then I've had this grant business for 10 years, this grant consultancy. I don't want to share how much I make or anything like that because it's none of your business. And just know that I work hard. It's not about how much money I make. I could tell you, I make billions of dollars. That doesn't mean I have a good enough character for you to be able to judge on whether or not you should work with me or not. How much money I make does not determine on whether or not what I'm saying is true or not. What I'm saying is, either way, you should increase your mindset on not just only selling to the consumers based in the United States, but also look into other markets that you can get into, that you can invest low and get a higher return and be willing to be patient to receive that. That is exactly what I'm saying. Okay, Curtis? I'm saying right. Enough said. Exactly. I wouldn't say you verify your net worth. No, absolutely not. Okay. My fiance will be upset if I did that. Well, I've already said enough. I've already said more than enough. Okay. And my fiance is a different individual. Okay. This guy is definitely, I cannot even say much. because he works with the government. So that's just that. No, I didn't say you. I was asking about African billionaires. I look forward to working with you as far as grants are concerned. Okay, Curtis. So they're billionaires, right? Here's what I do for you, Curtis. I asked my best friend. I said, "Hey, do you want to come?" I said it just like that. Hey, do you want to do a YouTube like thing with me? And we just like kind of talk about your rice farming journey. And at first, the first time I asked him, he was like, no. But then I think that he might be more open to it. And it's simply because one, it's about time for him to go back to his farm, right? He's been here. He has to go to, I think he's in the north somewhere. And so he's going to be gone away from his family for a little while, like just running that entire rice farming factory. So I think just doing that small bit of content will be able to just, I don't know, that might be a little favor he can throw in for me. I will ask him, even if it's a pre-record, I'll ask him. And I'll also ask my friend who owns the hotels. And by the way, for those of you who are coming for my wedding, you're going to be staying at my friend's hotel. Yes, this is going to be so good. So I'll bring them, I'll try to do like some pre-recorded content with them and ask them some questions. One question, and then I'll do a post, a community post where I will ask you guys to tell me the questions that you want me to ask them. And then I'll do that for you. And then they can tell you what their net worth is, right? And they can tell you all of that good stuff. Yeah. And they can tell you, and how you verify their net worth is just by simply there. So they have different systems. They don't have like a better business bureau, and even our American systems are so like they're not true. To get on Forbes, just for you to be on Forbes, all you have to do is pay $10,000 to $15,000, and boom, you're on Forbes. Actually, met I know that. I know that from my best friend. He told me. He was like, "Yeah, one time they wanted to do this, and that," and I just told them, "No, no, thank you." So you can pay to be on Forbes. So Forbes is not a legit place to try to verify anybody's net worth or income at all, neither. So it's kind of hard, but generally speaking, as far as in with my good friend here, if you Google him, inside of their GDP, right? Nigeria's, it will tell you this is that person, this is what he does. It will give you that information. So that's how I guess that's the best way you'll be able to verify that. Aside from the lifestyle and where they live, but you would never know that. Okay. So yeah. I'm sorry I'm so like elaborate on it, but I'm hoping that I'm helping out Curtis and helping him understand how things work outside. But people be lying. Okay, people be lying, especially in the U.S. Some of your favorite social media content people who are selling how to. I don't want to say any names. I don't want to say any names. But people like, let's say for example, allegedly, Grant Cardone. Okay, allegedly, who are, you know, paying for these spots in different magazines and different spots to be on different podcasts and things like that, right? Allegedly. But then they turn around and they're selling these how to be an entrepreneur courses, and they're also allowing you guys to come and work with them for free, and you make commission off of the sales that you bring in, allegedly. Okay. Be mindful of what really goes on out here. Wedding, congrats. Yes, I'm getting married. Yes, and you guys are definitely invited. I'm sending out RSVPs in about a month, so that's going to be really cool. I'm doing this really soon. The wedding is not until June 2020, not June, July. Sorry, July 2026. So July next year. The reason why it's so far out is because for my family and you guys, who are out there in the US, I'm giving you time to get your passports, and also you have to get a visa. And so that entire process is going to be very documented and very direct. Once you RSVP, then I'll be sending you emails and text messages on what you should do next, so you that way you can come to Nigeria. Also, not only will you come for my wedding, but you're also going to be here for an entire excursion, teaching you everything about Nigeria, teaching you all about the culture. Definitely, we're going to touch on, like, what happened, some historical facts. Also, have like this beach house party I'm doing. So it's a lot. It's a lot that you'll be doing in 1 week here in Nigeria. So I want to make sure you guys take time off from your jobs and all kind of stuff. I'm not Nigerian, visited last year in November, and have so many business ideas I want to invest in. Yes, this is so great. Absolutely. Yeah. So I was here. I was here last year when you came here to Nigeria. That's really cool. I'm so happy that you enjoyed yourself. And yes, they have so many great business ideas that you can start on. And believe it or not, Nigeria gives out grants too. And it's very governmental. It is like who's the who's and who you need to know. But yeah, you can always get, they have investors, they have different funding opportunities that you can get into too here. And you can also go for our grant funding over there in the US, right? Which you'll have a higher chance at winning and getting, and use that money to reinvest into your business that you're developing here in Nigeria. Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. You can do that, friend. All right, so do I have any questions for you all? Make sure you book a one-on-one consultation with me. I'm a small business development coach. I will help give you clarity and reassurance on the next steps you need to take to build your business and to get grant ready. We talked so much in this conversation today, and I'm so blessed to have you with me. We talked about what a grant is, which is free money that you can get, no credit checks, no personal information needed. I told you need to have a business plan, a pitch deck, and a 3-minute pitch video. If you do not have a business plan or a pitch deck, I will write one for you. Just simply visit my website, superchargemybusiness.com. Yes, I do write grants for you. It's $420 for me to write 5 grants for you. So you can see all of that information on my website, as well as some video testimonials. And then also, yeah, we talked about how to be properly prepared for grants. So yes, you can use a grant to help you start a new business in a different country. And we also went into some, world economics, I would say, where I talked to you about how to make money, or what it's like making money in different currencies in different countries, and how you can actually bring your ideas to a different country and still make the money that you desire. Okay, you believe it or not, even if you bring your eyelash business, you might actually become a millionaire quicker in a different country than you will in USD, right? A millionaire in USD if you convert it in a different country versus just staying. Sorry, you guys. It was my thing. So yeah, what I was saying was yes, you can live off of one. Sorry, y'all. Can you hear me now? I hope you can hear me. My mic went dead, so that means it's definitely time to get off of here. But yeah, you can live off of $1,000 a month here in Nigeria. And if you so imagine making $10,000 a month in Nigeria, yeah, definitely you're living like a king and a queen. So that's what I was saying. My the way I live, I'm not a person that I'm cool with simple apartment. I don't need nothing too big, and that's simply because I'm just starting my life. Right, I'm about to be a married woman. I don't have any children yet. Well, we don't have children yet. Um, so because I'm just starting my life, I'm more focused on things like buying a land and making sure I buy land in a nice area that I would love to build my home at and to start my family in. So I'm willing to live below my means to save money and to reinvest into my investments, so that way I can, be responsible and be a responsible wife and mother one day. What made me move to Nigeria? So I initially I got a grant opportunity, $5 million, and through the U.S. government. This was through U.S. aid. Then when Donald Trump went into office, he took the money back. So this was like the beginning of this year. So I didn't. Unfortunately, that U.S. aid grant is no longer in place. But when I came here, I used the income that I was making, thanks to you guys, and I invested into some tech ideas. And while I was looking for a product manager, I met my fiance and we started talking. We fell in love in 21 days. And boom, I just decided to stay here. It was on my heart to stay here. Okay. Thank you so much. All right, you all. So I'm going to let you go. My consultation link and everything is in the description below. I really do graciously appreciate you guys for joining me. I will be on here tomorrow, same time tomorrow, friend. Okay, same time tomorrow, friend. We are going to kick up this conversation. Tell me what you want to know about more. Like, I think that you guys like when I talk about what I'm investing in. I think that you guys are really even getting more interested in investing into things that I'm investing into. So I want to reassure you that I do have a group economics project that I actually do once a year. And usually it's like in international real estate, but I think I'm going to do this one specifically for like dry goods and livestock. So you guys can, invest small and do the same thing that I'm doing too. So if you are looking for that trusted person to invest into, Africa and different businesses that are going on here, then yeah, book a one-on-one consultation. Let's talk, friend. And I'll teach you all you need to know, and I'll give you the reassurance you need to make sure. And I'll tell you and show you the systems that I use that you and I would use, so you can keep track of your investment, right? Because that's important. Most people be like, I don't know, I would love to invest, but I don't have nobody over there that I can trust. You can trust me, friend, and you can trust the system that I use, because it's going to show you everything that we're investing in together. And it's also going to show you how often you should be receiving a return and all that good stuff. And so I'll show you the whole entire system. What time did I start? I started at 9 a.m. I think it's 9 a.m. Eastern time. Yeah, 9 a.m. Eastern time. So I've been on here for about like an hour and some change. Thank you, Shelby. I'm having an amazing time and learning so much in the cohort. Can't wait until the next one starts. Oh, yay. Thank you, Ken. I was going to text you and see how you were doing. Yeah. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. I will get the consultation link on the site. Yes, so if you go to my site, superchargemybusiness.com. Thank you, Naomi. Superchargemybusiness.com. 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 So if you visit superchargemybusiness.com, just click on grant call and book a one-on-one consultation with me. I want to shout somebody out because they literally just booked a consultation. So let me see. What's our friend name here? Been referring you to everyone in the cohort. Oh, thank you, Ken. Naomi said I got it. Okay, good. So yeah, just visit there, book a grant call. Let's talk, friend. Let me learn more about your business, and I can give you some really good strategies, and we could just keep it pushing. And yeah, I'm gonna be on here tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time, per usual. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna charge my mic so you can hear me better. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you like and share. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, okay? It's some really good, we have like a home kumbaya in here. Like we're a whole like membership. It's really fun. I love you guys. Peace and blessings. I'm gonna be praying for your success. Have a great rest of your day, okay? Bye-bye for now.